feedback here. Boom. All right, how we get to eat pizza and donuts and still lose weight or at least maintain. All right, so certain average people, you just see them, they're able to just eat pizza and donuts, ice cream, and other junk food and still somehow lose or maintain weight. And you're like, what the heck? Why can't I do this, right? So my goal today is to show you exactly how people just like you are able to eat the food they want and enjoy while still losing or maintaining the weight according to their goals. So if your goal is to lose weight, lose weight. If your goal is to gain weight, gain weight. All right. So these are the secrets here. All right. So these are 3 secrets of donut eating fit people. 1 is your BMR. That's your basal metabolic rate. 2 is IIFYM, aka just a bunch of fancy acronyms. I'll get more into it in a second though. And then the extra 20%. So the BMR is your basal metabolic rate. Let's see, good, I'm glad that popped up. Sorry, I'm letting people in now. BMR is your basal metabolic rate. All right. So basal metabolic rate is the rate of energy expenditure per unit of time by endothermic animals at rest. It's just a really fancy way of saying how many calories you burn at rest, which is also a fancy way of saying what your metabolism is. So, minimize that. It's basically the calories needed to just maintain your vital functions, your liver functions, your heart's functions, just to keep your heart beating, to keep your lungs breathing. And this is if you didn't want to change your weight or your body mass. So without gaining or losing weight, how many calories you need to intake. All right, so basically this is how your calorie burn or your weight loss goes down. All right, so you have your basal metabolic rate. That makes up about 70% of your results, your weight loss, the calories you take in. 70% of the calories you take in is just going to be burned while you're at rest. 10% is going to go to thermogenesis, and sorry, a bunch of people keep asking to get in. And then 20% is going to go to physical activity. Sorry, guys, we were just joining if you got in a little bit late. You didn't really miss much. I just said real quick, my goal today is just to show you how we can eat the foods we enjoy while still maintaining or losing weight according to our goals. And a couple of the secrets we're going to go over. We just started dipping into basal metabolic rate, so you didn't miss much there. All right, and so people, when they say it's 80% diet, what they really mean is it's 80% matching what you intake to your basal metabolic rate or your BMR. So if your BMR is 1,000 calories and you eat 1,200 calories, as long as you're not completely sedentary, as long as you're moving around, you should maintain that weight. So there's a not so simple formula to calculate this, which is for men, it's 4.536 times your weight in pounds plus 15.88 times your height in inches minus 5 times your age plus 5. For women, similar, except you subtract 161 at the end. I've also seen it done a few different ways, but don't even worry about that because that's really fancy, and I don't expect you to sit around calculating that. Also, not all calories are created equal, so once you get that number, if you just eat 100% fat calories, it's going to process a lot differently. So the percentage of your basal metabolic rate and the hours following the meal. So your protein is going to spike a lot higher than your carbs, and your lipids would be your fats. All right, but we're going to show you a much easier way so you don't have to worry about all that fancy stuff. And then once you calculate your BMR, that gets to the next point, which is you got to make your food FYM, which means fit your macros. So your BMR gives you your macronutrient intake, what you need to intake in terms of macronutrients, protein, calories, and fats. And then you just have to make your calorie intake fit within that. And everybody's different, and that's why you'll see so many people able to eat different foods. But macronutrients are, like I said, your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. And then we also have micronutrients, which are like your vitamins, minerals, trace elements, and amino acids. And that's kind of part of that extra 20%. So that's the last 20%. That's exercise and supplements. So that's how much you're moving, how much physical activity you're doing, how active you are. And so I would say Two Tone Boxing Club and Champion Labs would be my recommendations in those two departments. Basically, I want to go over 3 tools today that I'm going to give you to use to help you calculate these things and make this much simpler for you and easy to do. So MyFitnessPal, that's an app that you're going to get to able to track. You can also use apps like Fitbit. There's a few other apps that do it, but there's one called Lose It. I recommend MyFitnessPal. If you use MyFitnessPal and you're one of our clients, we can actually link the app to your Trainerized profile, and I can actually see that you're following your macronutrients or not. And it's one way that you can get points in the challenge that's going on right now. Also, your muscles are another tool. So muscles burn more calories at rest than fat does, and I'll get into that a little bit more here in a second. And then supplements as well. So you always want to take your supplements. If you ever notice you don't see too many fit people, or people who are going to the gym constantly or in really good shape, eating donuts and staying skinny, who don't take some type of supplementation as well. All right, so MyFitnessPal. So if you don't have a calorie activity tracking app that you already love, I want you to pull out your phone right now. If you're on your phone right now, you can minimize the Zoom app and it should stay connected. Go to the App Store, go to the Google Play Store, download MyFitnessPal. I'm gonna wait a minute right now just to make sure you got time to do that and you won't miss anything. So go download it right now if you do not have it. It's free, doesn't cost anything. Don't be intimidated by technology. Go do it. Okay, and then once you do that, you can go ahead and message me on Facebook, or you can send an email to me, or however you heard about getting on this webinar, message me through there. And I will link your Trainerized to your MyFitnessPal app. That's for clients only. All right, and the next part. Also, in the group, I will post today, after this video, I'm going to post a how to MyFitnessPal document that you'll be able to open up. It's just a PDF file, a little ebook type thing where you can go through it, and it will walk you through exactly how to do everything on there. It's really simple, but just in case you need some extra clarification there, I got you. All right, so like I said, muscles burn more calories at rest. So muscles are composed of 3,000 calories, while fat is composed of 2,500 calories, which means more muscles brings you to a higher BMR, or more higher metabolism and burning more calories at rest. BMR, burning more at rest, but basal metabolic rate. And then, so when you're working out, when you're building muscle and people worry about getting too jacked, typically you're going to be building lean muscle anyways, and it's just going to help you burn off that extra layer of fat. So when people say they want to tone, what they really mean is they want to build more muscle and burn more fat. And then, so supplements is what's going to give you that last little edge. All right, so I recommend our Spring Shred Pack, but for example, our burn supplement is a thermogenic supplement, so that's going to raise, you saw that 10%, so it's 20% physical activity supplementation, that extra little bit that's getting you going. 10% is just the thermogenic effect of typically food, but also there's supplements that will increase your thermogenic effect. So like our Champion Burn supplement, that's going to increase your thermogenic effect. Also, things like waste that build up in the system, you want to take like a detox supplement that's going to help you alleviate that and to get the most rest, get well rested. Also, the boost, that's just going to increase calorie burn on a regular basis. That's through a hormonal means, but all that fits into the last 20 to 30% there. So you want to take supplements according to your goal, which I just say reach out to me or my team and we'll set something up if you want to discuss exactly what to take. I'll also do another webinar that just goes over all the different supplements and what we recommend, and probably just on that whole little last 20% where it comes into exercise, supplementation, thermogenesis. So I guess that's 30%, but I wanted to focus today just on the food aspect mostly. But if you do want to get any supplements, shopchamplabs.com. Everything's live on there now, I believe. And if you use the code FAMILY, you get 40% off. So like I said, I'll do a whole other webinar on that another time. But for now, this is what we got. So marching orders, what you got to do from here. So download MyFitnessPal. Track your meals on MyFitnessPal. And MyFitnessPal is going to calculate your BMR for you. So all you have to do is type in how old you are, give it all your stats. It's going to calculate your BMR for you. And then you can just track your meals, and it'll show you what's in everything that you're eating. You can go out to eat, even if you go out to Bob Evans, you type in Bob Evans, it pulls up the whole menu. It'll tell you what's in everything. Wherever you go, anything in your freezer, you type in the brand name, typically it's going to come up in there. So then track your meals and supplement to your goals. If you got any questions, just ask. And right now, if you got any questions, feel free to ask. I'll open it up for questions if anybody has any. If you can unmute yourself, you can just unmute yourself. If not, I can unmute you. Ian, can you unmute yourself on here? Is it possible?
I'm unmuted. Yep.
No, all right. If I mute you, can you unmute it?
Yep.
Go ahead and unmute yourself if you got any questions. I know somebody got a question. What's up, Sharita? Sharita just joined us, so she might got a question. What did I miss? Shannon, you ain't got any questions? Sylvia, come on. Pat, did I hit anything on the head for you, Pat?
Fitbit, so I'll try to switch to my Fitness Pal. I guess being a doctor, I have a few questions about the supplements and what research is behind them.
Definitely. I'll go over all that in the next one. It's just a lot of information. I don't want to squeeze too much into one. But did you understand the basal metabolic rate and all that?
Mm-hmm.
You've been going by that?
I haven't paid attention to it, no. But I know that mine is, at my age, is much lower than other
age
people.
does definitely play a factor. And then so you just want to, if you go by that, what gets tracked we pay attention to it. So if you track it and you pay attention to it, you probably get better results. And until you do, we won't know if like why you're not getting the results.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not always good at measuring things, so I think I need to go back to that, because I know it's easy to think that you only eat a certain portion when you actually eat probably a portion and a half.
Yeah, definitely. That helps a lot. Shannon, no questions?
Nah, I'm good.
Nah, you good? That help at all?
Yeah, I've been getting. I'm tracking.
Yeah, if you just start tracking that factor alone, will help you out a lot, because it'll just bring a lot of light to the choices that you're making and what you're doing. Like you might think something's healthy, but then when you go and put it in there, you realize it's healthy, but it's pumped full of fat and carbs.
Right.
All right, so anybody who's a client on here, make sure you link up that Fitness Pal to your trainer eyes, so that I can see what you're eating, and then we can go over everything together. All right, and like I said, I'll make some personal supplement recommendations and do a whole presentation just on supplements.
This is my Fitness Pal.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's been fun. Hit me up if you have some questions. I'll miss y'all. Peace.